Ice Cube is one of the most influential rappers of all time. He helped launch gangster rap into the mainstream with N.W.A, and without him, the industry wouldn't be the same. Ice had a lot of success, but there was a dark side to the situation too. Behind all the money and plaques, Ice had been involved with a lot of anti-Semitism and may have even wanted his old manager, Jerry Heller, dead. Let's get right into this wild story. Ice Cube came up in South Central LA. There's a lot of different stories about his early life and how active he really was in the streets, but we do know that his sister was murdered when he was just 12 years old. In an interview, Ice said that he almost killed a dude he went to school with after the dude scammed his mom out of $20. According to him, he went to the dude's place with his homies and they planned on straight up killing him, but luckily he wasn't home and Ice didn't catch a murder charge. He started rapping as a teenager in school, and in '86, Ice was in a group called Stereo Crew with KD and Sir Jinx. Jinx is Dr. Dre's cousin, and Stereo Crew would perform at the parties Dre would throw. They signed a deal with Epic Records and dropped a single called She's a Skag, but the track flopped and Epic dropped him from the label. They changed their name to CIA and signed a new deal with Crew Cut Records, but then Eazy-E came through and changed everything. Eazy-E had just linked up with a dude named Jerry Heller to start the label Ruthless Records. Heller was already a legend in the music industry and had worked with some of the biggest artists in the world. He saw the potential in rap before the rest of the music world caught on, and in '86, he started Ruthless with Eazy. Dre and Eazy started N.W.A together, then they brought Ice Cube into the mix after seeing his talent on the mic. They put out an album in '87 called N.W.A and the Posse that didn't pick up a lot of buzz. But the next year, they changed the whole game when they dropped Straight Outta Compton. Straight Outta Compton blew up like nobody ever expected and became the first gangster rap album to reach platinum status. Overnight, Dre, Eazy, and Ice went from underground artists in a genre that nobody listened to the newest superstars in the music industry. It should have been the best time of their lives, but it all started falling apart just 1 year later. Ice Cube wasn't just the crew's lead rapper, he also wrote almost half of the lyrics on the entire album. He didn't think he was getting paid enough for all the work he put in, and he blamed Eazy and Heller for the whole situation. The rest of N.W.A started sending shots at Ice on tracks like Real where he said, "We started out with too much cargo, so I'm glad we got rid of Benedict Arnold." Benedict Arnold was an American who sided with the British during the American Revolution, so Dre sent a shot at Ice, calling him a traitor. Ice didn't respond at first, but then on their second album, N.W.A had a whole skit aimed at him. After the album dropped, Ice clapped back with the song No Vaseline and took shots at his old homies and Jerry Heller too. On the track, he said, "I started off with too much cargo, dropped 4 now I'm making all the dough. White man just ruling, the with attitudes, who you fooling? And, cause I heard you like giving up the drawers. Gang bang by your manager Heller, getting money out your ass like a motherfucking bank teller. Calling out someone who you think stole from you is one thing, but Ice took it a step further and sent shots at Heller for being Jewish. He rapped, "Used to be my homie, now you act like you don't know me. It's a case of divide and conquer, cause you let a Jew break up my crew." Later in the track, Ice sent more shots at Heller and his Jewish heritage with the line, "Heard you both got the same bank account. Dumb what you thinking about? Get rid of that devil, real simple. Put a bullet in his temple, cause you can't be the for life crew with a white Jew telling you what to do." After the track came out, an associate dean at a human rights organization called the Simon Wiesenthal Center told the LA Times Ice Cube was advocating violence against other ethnic minorities, and given the climate of bigotry in the 1990s, we consider this kind of material a real threat. The shots at Heller weren't the only offensive lines on Ice's album. The track Black Korea is one big racist rant against Asians, where Ice said, "Every time I want to get a f***ing brew, I gotta go down to the store with the tool. Oriental 1 penny counting motherfuckers and make a mad enough to cause a little ruckus." Apparently, Ice wasn't a fan of other minorities, just trying to live their lives in his neighborhood, because he ended the track with, "We'll pay respect to the black fist, or we'll burn your store right down to a crisp, and then we'll see ya, cause you can't turn the ghetto into Black Korea." He talks about Jewish people again on the track True to the Game, where he said, "Trying to be white or a Jew, but ask yourself, who are they equal to?" Ice Cube said he wasn't racist or anti-Semitic, but in 2015, he allegedly ordered his crew to attack a rabbi who bumped into him in Detroit. According to the rabbi, he ran into Ice outside of an elevator, and that's when Ice's crew allegedly jumped him and yelled anti-Semitic slurs. Ice has denied that the beatdown never happened, but that same year, he had more issues with Jerry Heller over the Straight Outta Compton movie. It's never been proven that Heller ever stole money from anyone or took advantage of N.W.A, but in the movie, he's shown as a money-hungry villain who eats lobster while the rappers have to survive on scraps. Heller told Forbes that seeing the movie hurt him more than when he heard No Vaseline for the first time back in the day. Heller filed a defamation lawsuit over the movie, but he died in 2016 from a heart attack before the case was resolved. According to his lawyer, the Straight Outta Compton movie put him under a lot of stress, and he said Jerry Heller would be alive today if not for that movie. After he died, Ice made it clear he didn't have any sympathy for Heller. He told a Detroit radio station, "I didn't have no emotions. I'm just glad I'm with my brothers today." I ain't gonna pop no champagne, but I ain't gonna shed no tears either. It is what it is. We came here to pass, and he's out of here. Like I said, I'm not losing no sleep over that one. Ice Cube has made millions of dollars over his career, and a lot of fans are surprised they still had a grudge over money issues from that long ago. But in 2020, it all started to make more sense. Ice Cube posted a mural on Twitter that shows a bunch of rich old Jewish dudes playing Monopoly on the backs of African Americans. The mural was originally painted in London, and the dude who made it referenced an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory when he wrote about it. He said, "Some of the older white Jewish folk in the local community had an issue with me portraying their beloved hashtag Rothschild or hashtag Warburg, etc. as the demons they are." There was a huge backlash against the mural, and a lot of journalists compared it to anti-Jewish propaganda that the Nazis used. Ice Cube posted another pic on Twitter a few days later that shows the black cube of Saturn inside the Star of David. The black cube is an occult symbol that sometimes represents chaos, and putting it inside the Star of David is an obvious anti-Semitic message. When somebody called him out for spreading hate against Jewish people, Ice just wrote, "What if I was just pro-black? This is the truth, brother. I don't lie on anyone. I didn't say I was anti-anybody." Ice might not say he's anti-anybody, but that doesn't seem like the case since he has ties to Louis Farrakhan. Farrakhan is a racist anti-Semite who runs a group called the Nation of Islam. Back in 2020, a CNN anchor named Jake Tapper aired him out for being a vile, anti-LGBTQ, anti-Semitic misogynist on Twitter. Then Ice clapped back at him and said, "Watch your mouth, Jake." Later, Ice posted a painting of Farrakhan on Twitter and called him the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. During Kanye's famous Drink Champs episode from October, he shouted Ice Cube out for putting him on his anti-Semitic vibe. Ice hopped on Twitter after it aired and said he didn't want his name dragged into the situation and he's never been anti-Semitic. Ice Cube's been denying his anti-Semitism since the early 90s. If it was just a single line he said, it'd be one thing, but over his career, he's proven that he obviously has something against the Jewish community. Now Kanye's in the spotlight for the same thing, but it looks like Ice Cube gave him the blueprint to follow.